as the dominoes of the NBA continue to fall, here we go. Porzingis has been traded to the Boston Celtics. Now, once again, here we go with the rush to judgment, the same thing that we had once we had the Bradley Beal trade from Phoenix. It seems like now in this Twitter age, this 24/7 media microwave cycle, everyone rushes to make big statements. The Boston team still has plenty moves to make. They're still in the same position that they was when they lost to Miami in this past postseason. They don't have a point guard. And now they don't have even a heart and soul of their defense, because in the trade for Porzingis to make that work, they had to trade Marcus Smart to the Memphis Grizzlies. So now they don't have him, and they still don't have a point guard that can help them really get in position. Because if you notice, in the postseason, their main problem was getting into their offense. The main problem was getting into their offense, and then before you know it, here we go again. Tatum, Brown, ISO 101, mainly Tatum, and that's just not going to work. This trade on the surface sounds good because, as usual, the biggest mistake people do is they take the numbers a player had with their previous team and they put it on to the next team. Porzingis is not going to average 23 points in this offense, number one. He's going to be the third option, at best second option, and he is a pure shooter, so he'll have his cold nights. He's not smart enough to realize I'm tall, lengthy, I can go in the post and just make a killing. He doesn't understand that. Still, for this reason, guys nowadays don't want to bang in the post, even though that's the best way to get their game going. It's the easiest and the best quality shot of any shot on the court is in the paint because you're so close to the rim. It's common sense. So still, you don't have a really strong post presence because you're probably going to have to trade one of your other guards to get that. And you're still going to be stuck depending on Tatum doing most of the ball handling. He's not at that level, meaning it can tire a lot of guys out, all because we have seen LeBron do it for 20 years. That doesn't mean someone else can do it. He is a rare breed. That's why he was named the chosen one for a reason. Again, you don't want him bringing it up. Now, they do have a hope if the Wizards do buy out Chris Paul, which I do see happening. Does Chris Paul want to be in a cold weather city for a couple months to chase a ring? He could go to Boston, even though all the reports and everything is leaning towards Chris Paul will choose one of the other two teams in LA. We'll see how that goes with him. But this Porzingis trade is not a guaranteed trade at all as far as them winning a championship, being a top contender. You got to remember, Milwaukee will be back, even though Middleton did just opt out and will become a free agent, and I will touch on that in a different video. But still, if you just think about it, you still have Miami with their experience now, and they may add a piece. You need a guard. And because you traded away a defensive person on the perimeter, if I'm a guard now, I'm going to eat up this Boston team. They definitely need a guard that can set up this offense. You don't want to have Tatum bringing the ball up. It's going to wear him out. You're going to wear him out. I think his game can prosper more if he's able to kind of freelance around the court, kind of find his spots and get it done and not have to worry about, getting guys in spots to score. As far as like a game plan in his head, he can do it more of just in the flow of the offense, get his 5 assists, something like that. You don't want him to have to be thinking, I'm going to be handling the ball a lot, bringing the ball up, dealing with that kind of defense. That will tire him out. He's not some short guard. He's tall. He has to bend a little bit more than the average person would. That would put a stress on their back. Those are little key things that we think about over the course of a long season. And especially with a coach who's coming into really his first full year of being in control as far as having his own training camp and things like that, you want to be wary of putting too many new faces into the locker room because you still going to have a leadership issue without Marcus Smart there. And I'm really going to dig into that in a different video, but I think that would be key as well. So for Boston, yeah, it's a good flashy move because you get Porzingis, but you're still having the same problems that you had before when you lost to Miami. And now even worse, because you trade away Smart, you're going to have no defensive perimeter that you can trust on the guard, and you still don't have a guard that can be a floor general type and get guys in position. It's funny that Tyrus Jones, that was also involved in this trade, he went to the Wizards in the trade with Memphis, and that's how Boston made all this work, whatever. He would have been kind of perfect for Boston because, as you saw, and he really showed himself well in the series against the Lakers in the postseason. He can really run a team well. He doesn't turn over the ball at all. He's one of the top guys as far as not turning the ball over. So, that would have been big for Boston. They could have got him. Boston did also, I believe, with their picks, but you know how that goes. You get them, you take them, do what you got to do. The main thing is the players. And Porzingis is now in Boston. We now have Marcus Smart in Memphis. And of course, Tyrus Jones fished off the trade as far as being in Washington. But the two guys that we talked about here is Porzingis and Smart. Of course, you will have the overreaction, as you always have nowadays. But the reality is, Boston has a lot of work to still do, and they're still in the same position they was before the trade, after the trade. They got to get a guard, and now because they lost Smart, they're going to have to address the defense as well.